Alright, hello there, I'm Liam. I'm going to walk you through how I do my T-shot, so hopefully it will help you when you do yours. So the first thing I do is I wash my hands really good, and then I get all my materials and I put it on the table. I've got two different needle sizes. This one right here is a 22. This one is bigger than the 23. So you want to use the 22 to draw up your T, and then use the 23 to inject. If you have a fear of needles or have a low pain tolerance, I would suggest asking your pharmacist if they can give you 25s to inject with, because they are so tiny that I literally don't even feel the needle. But I usually get 23s and 22s. 22 is the bigger one. So, and then, sorry, going on, I have my syringe, 2 needles, my T-vial. I use iodine because I cannot use alcohol to clean my stuff. So iodine works. Just know that it stains. It has a really gross, like, brown color. I also get some paper towels. And I like to use these little cotton round thingies. So anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my T-vial, and I'm going to, thank you, Frey. I'm going to, I have a ring on right now, roll it between my hands to kind of warm it up. If your tea sits around in a vial for a long time, you can get crystallized, like buildup in there. So one thing you can do to prevent injecting anything like that is to warm it up. However, if you're getting like a lot of crystals built up in there, you really should tell your doctor, and they're probably going to have you toss it and give you some new stuff. Alright. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my syringe out, and I'm going to go ahead and get the larger needle, like I said, the 22 out. And then you just go ahead and you screw it on like that. And then the next thing you want to do is take your alcohol or your iodine, betadine, whatever you're using that is okay to use to clean this. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of press it on here. I don't like to drag it so much because there's some like upraised areas, so sometimes you can end up making a mess pulling some of the fibers out. So I clean it off real good. And then I set it aside. Put my trash over here. Alright, so the next thing that I do is I'm going to pull this cap off straight up, okay? We're not going to be following protocol for how you should be doing this, really, because, you know, you're at home. You're not in the hospital or in the ambulance or whatnot. So technically you're never supposed to recap a sharp, but it's home, so you kind of have to. So you just pull it straight off, and always be aware of where your needle's at so you don't stick yourself. So then you're going to hold your syringe up eye level, so that way you're getting an accurate measurement. And this is something that that it can be easy to forget. You need to draw up the amount that you are going to inject in air. I usually go a little past that just to be safe. So I take 0.75. So I'm gonna draw it up past 8. So I draw up the air, and then you want to, don't do what I just did. You want to put it on the table, hold it still, and then you stick your needle in. Then you're going to hold it upside down, and you're going to inject your air. Once you inject your air, you want to slowly start to pull up the amount that you take. It's important that you go slow, because if you don't, you're going to get air bubbles. I'm trying to like watch the camera and do this at the same time, and it's not fun. So anyway, do it nice and slow. It's okay if you have a big air bubble at first. You can get that out before you inject. Go ahead and So, like, I am running low on my tea. This is probably the second to last dose before I need to get a new bottle or vial. So, it can be a little tricky because then you have like a lot of, oh, actually this might, I don't know, this actually might be second to last. Okay, so anyway, so now I'm past 8. So now I'm going to slowly inject some of it back in until I'm at my dose. Pull it straight off. Then you are going to, again, like I said, my hands are shaking because I've had an ungodly amount of coffee today. So once you get the amount, put your vial down, recap, and you're gonna pull this needle off. And make sure that you put that in like a sharps container. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take my 23 and I'm gonna screw that one on, okay? Okay, so now, turning back this way, you're gonna want to inject lateral thigh. So that lateral means the outer side. And you wanna make sure that you relax your leg. You don't wanna be like, because then when you go to inject, you're gonna be met with so much more force and it is not gonna be pretty. It's probably gonna bruise. Don't do that. So do your best to relax. I know it can be hard if you're afraid of needles. But I promise you, if you relax, it will really help in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and get my betadine again. Or, I keep calling it betadine. Iodine. And I'm going to pick where I'm going to go, which I'm going to go. And also, you want to pretty much stay a hand width down from the top and a hand width down from the bottom. So you want to kind of go in the middle. And where it's like nice and chunky. So I'm gonna go ahead and swab right here. Ew. See how it's all yucky? Alcohol won't do that. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I'm taking a medication that makes it very dangerous for me to be around any type of alcohol, even smelling it. So I don't use it anymore for this.
And I don't like shots. I don't like shots.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry. I have very hairy legs, so this might take a second. I do.
Say that.
Another thing that's important is when you are, actually I kind of want to dab some of this off. There we go. Another important thing to remember is when you go to inject, you want to pinch this area. It will make it easier and it will also hurt less. So, kind of like pinch it off. So, there was something else I was going to mention. Crap, what was it? Oh, yes. After you get the needle in, I'll show you. Unfortunately, you're there, so I can't really show you up close. But before you inject, once you get the needle in, you want to pull back on the plunger a little bit and check for blood. If you see blood, then you don't want to inject there. Because this is an intramuscular injection, so it's supposed to go into your muscle. It is not supposed to go into a vein or anything like that. That can actually be very dangerous. So you want to make sure that you check your placement before you inject. So again, I'm going to pull the needle cap straight off. And then one of the best ways to describe this is, again, pinch, relax your leg, but pinch, and then you want to do this like a dart. You also want to make sure that you're going bevel side in first, because if you don't do that, that shit's gonna hurt so damn bad. So again, I hope you can see this. Pinch, relax your leg, in like a dart. You can relax. Now I'm gonna pull back on the plunger. I don't see any blood, so I can go ahead and inject. Might feel a little cold. This one's feeling kind of cold. Hold it for a second and then pull out. And then carefully recap. It's okay if you get a little bit of blood and a little bit of leakage of tea. when you're done, it happens. It's not a big deal. So then what I normally do is I hold pressure over it and I kind of bounce my leg a little bit. I might rub a little bit. Don't be too hard. It's gonna burn a little bit. That's totally normal. Don't panic. So yeah, just kind of like move it around a little bit. This is gonna help displace the testosterone evenly in the muscle so that you're not getting this like hard deposit of this medication going the same place. You do not want to do that. It's going to hurt like hell. So please don't do that. So again, just kind of gently rub, bounce your leg around, and then usually what I do is I get up. Sometimes I'll sit down again, stand back up, and just kind of wiggle my legs, get it all spread out, and that looks like it is good. So that is how I do my testosterone injection. At the end, you want to make sure that you put all of your sharps in a sharp container. One of the best things you can do is go to a pharmacy, your pharmacy, and say, hey, I do testosterone injections. Can I please get a sharps container? They should give you one. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, I'll let Chantel know. That feel free to shoot them my way or send them to her, and then she can let me know. But anyway, congratulations, and I hope this video helped you.